I'm not a financial expert. But neither are they! Neither are they! They tell you they are! I'm just someone who read his book. It was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You come in high, settle it reasonable. You know, like every negotiation.
Yes.
They can't be wrong, and their predictions, they're very hopeful predictions, by the way, are always bad for you, the American people. How does that happen? The golden age deadline. Right, this is, and we've talked about this quite a bit. We rated Donald Trump's economic policy on trade. It was above an A. It was an S because no one saw this coming. Well, I should say this. No one saw a president like him coming, honestly, in the year 2014 and 2015. And the conversation of trade deals and tariffs being used to generate revenue and to also modify behavior internationally was just something that hadn't been tried in our lifetime. And now, contrary to what the left has said, where it was going to be a calamity, we were going to see a recession, it's been working out really well as far as all economic indicators. And today specifically marks the final day for countries to strike a deal with the United States. And President Trump is not backing down, in case you thought he was. He posted this on Truth Social. He said, "The August 1st deadline is the August 1st deadline. It stands strong, so strong, and will not be extended. A big day for America." Put 3 exclamations on there. So here's the thing. Even after, when we look at the results, and this is in a very short period of time, an additional $50 billion in collected revenue, CNN is still really, really mad because they predicted the disaster. Now, you'd think they'd be happy because this is good for you, the American. No, they just have to move the goalposts.
I would just like to go back. I'd like to build a DeLorean and go back to April when everybody here was predicting likely to cause a recession. Investment stops and a recession happens. They're not talking about a U.S. recession. They're talking about a global recession.
What was happening in April,
lead to
Scott?
recession.
Watch her move the goalposts.
A reception.
Scott, hold on a second.
Very cleverly.
Yeah.
If he's chosen to pick
I
my
just
words,
want to point
just
out.
a second,
You
sir.
called it. You called the recession. You called it
Hold on,
calamity.
Scott.
Calamity.
Scott, you can't skip steps
Calamity.
here.
And there is none.
What were those tariff levels?
They were different. He had a chart.
Hold
for
on,
different
not just
countries.
different. They were 2 to 3 times higher than the current tariff levels. Did
So?
those tariffs go into place, Scott?
It's different for every country.
Scott,
it's different for every
it's
country.
a simple question. Did those tariffs go
God,
into
help
place?
me.
He has delayed
Yes or no?
some of the tariffs.
Yes or no?
He has delayed some of the
Did
tariffs.
any of the
He's made
tariff-
deals,
did any of
and
the-
he's implemented
did
others.
any of the tariff levels that Trump announced on that week, did they ever go into place?
Some tariffs have been implemented,
That's-
some have been
yeah.
delayed, and some deals have
The
been
answer
made.
is they did not.
Okay, but that's not the
come
point. The
on.
point is at that exact moment first off, tariffs on every country are higher, or this is the first time ever that they've had to face them since President Trump has taken office, to be clear. And the tariffs that we're seeing on United States goods have been reduced to 0 in many cases. And just to be clear, she tries to move those goalposts and she goes, "Are they that number?" We told you, read the art of the deal. We know what this guy does. He's going to come in high and then settle at something which is significantly better than nothing. Now they move the goalposts and go, "Well, it's not the exact tariff that he first announced." He said they could negotiate a deal.
Absolutely. And by the way, didn't we just call this? Yeah, I think we all saw this coming, right?
Come, let Zoltar tell you more.
I'm gonna hit the next pitch ball right past the flag.
We're going to win the game, I guarantee it.
This is a negotiation that is taking place. If you've read Art of the Deal, you know he wants to come in high. He wants to come in hot, and we'll probably settle somewhere in the middle.
Come, let Zoltar tell you more.
I'm gonna hit the next pitch ball right past the flag.
We're going to win the game, I guarantee it.
Oh, it's so great being nimble and independent. Somehow that escaped all of the experts on CNN.
Come on, you recorded that this morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We verbatim.
We recorded it before they made their predictions in April. That was March.
Hey,
By the way,
people.
I'm not. Let me be clear. I'm not a financial expert. But neither are they. Neither are they. They tell you they are. I'm just someone who read his book. It was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You come in high, settle it reasonable. You know, like every negotiation.
Yes.
They can't be wrong, and their predictions, they're very hopeful predictions, by the way, are always bad for you, the American people. How does that happen?
They should take some credit for convincing the entire world that that was going to be the final tariff number.
Right. So
and now we're like, oh, shit.
yeah, we should negotiate if we want to get a better rate. Yes. Were you about to say something, Nick?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, I thought you were. I'm sorry.
I hate business talk.
Well, this isn't going to get that much more fun then.
Sorry, Nick.
So,
Buttercup.
No, I'm kidding.
here's the thing. He went crazy, President Trump, in a good way. You know, like crazy sale, like you see at your local car lot. Striking some last-minute deals. And some of the updates, because some of these have happened since we last spoke with you. South Korea. Last night, President Trump announced that we finally have a trade deal with Seoul there in South Korea. So the deal is going to have 15% on Korean goods. That's significant. 0% on U.S. goods. So, by the way, think about it. That's not even reciprocal.
I know.
That's
right.
You guys pay a tariff, and we don't. Here's the other kicker. They also agreed to $350 billion in investments, future investments, to the United States, to be directed by President Trump himself. $350 billion, $100 billion in LNG purchases. Korea is going to be granted most favored nation status.
Nice.
They're finally going to be open to U.S. products, autos, beef. I guess there's certain things like rice is not allowed, which makes sense, and maybe some autos, but some autos are allowed as far as I didn't fully understand it, and I guess, I don't know, some agricultural products will somehow be an exception.
Rice and beef are off limits.
Rice and beef are off limits. Well, okay.
That'll
Cars, they can get our cars.
Yeah.
I get all my steak from Korea.
Yes, exactly.
He's a big bulgogi guy.
He is.
I love bulgogi.
I do love bulgogi too. But think about
Great
that
third
for a
baseman.
second.
Is that a real word?
15%
Bill
to
Bulgogi.
0%. And then another $350 billion investment. Just to be clear, this only happens if they know they've been screwing you.
Yeah.
Right? This happens where they sit down with advisors and go, okay, what kind of leverage do we have here? And they go, well, you know what? You have this tariff on them, and okay, what do the United States have on us? Pretty much nothing. All right, so what would be fair? They're like, well, reciprocal would still actually not, because you still kind of owe quite a bit. So yeah, he actually is very likely to implement this. I would strike a deal now so you get something fair, because you kind of been piping them. That's the conversation they had to go, oh, okay, and $350 billion more.
Yeah.
That's racist.
Yeah, it's Japanese.
Nice.
But that's why the woman from the European Union, I like what she said. She's like, we have to balance. We've been hosing the United States. She came right out and said it.
Yeah.
We've been hosing them, and this is fair now.
Yeah, no,
Right?
exactly right. At
Yeah.
least I think that's where she said, and you were very hard on us, but we appreciate it.
Oh, yes. Well, listen, I think we allowed our... Let's just be clear. Some malicious countries out there try to screw us over on deals. China.
Yeah, Canada.
Other countries, we just allow them to have a better deal than they should have. They want access to our market, so we need to leverage that, and we just haven't done that.
Trump's been calling us out since the 80s.
I know.
Yeah.
Literally, he's on Oprah going, they're ripping us off.
It's like the left on this issue. They can't think about CNN. It's like a cartoon where they're trying to catch Donald Trump and he just jets off and there's only a Trump-shaped cloud where he used to be. Like,
Oh.
He said, no, reciprocal tariffs. Well, we said, and then, wait, you mean we have a tariff on them, but that's not even reciprocal. How the hell did this happen?
Abby Phillips is Elmer Fudd.
Yeah, exactly.
People are still,
So, okay, good for you. Good Korea. Some Koreans can have fun cruising around in American cars, maybe. No. It's different vehicle.
It takes some
guy
time to use
teaching his
this
daughter
power.
to drive.
Yeah.
I think most people would have no idea how to drive a full-size SUV.
Hit the Blake.
It must be a spaceship.
Hit the Blake. Emergency Blake.
So let's contrast that. Thank you, Korea. Thank you, Vietnam. Thank you, Thailand. Thank you, EU. Thank you, UK. Sorry, India. Oh, yeah, Japan is a big one. Yep. Sorry, India. So President Trump just took a steaming corn-infested one on India last night with a 25% tariff. He said, I don't care what India does with Russia. They can take their dead economies down together for all I care.
God bless him.
We have done very little business with India. Their tariffs are too high, among the highest in the world. Smells like poop. He didn't say that.
No.
Likewise, Russia and the USA do almost no business together. Let's keep it that way and tell Medvedev, the failed former president of Russia who thinks he still is president, to watch his words. He's entering very dangerous territory, Medvedev. I wouldn't. Now, just to give you an idea, he's right. In 2024, the total United States trade with, if you were to treat India and Russia as one nation combined, about $133 billion. That's $65 billion less than South Korea alone. So South Korea is more meaningful, and he's basically
way
saying,
more.
you two take your dog crap economies, take your ball, and go screw yourselves. There you go. There you go, India. There you go, Russia. And again, that's another lever as far as this war. You don't just fight wars
That's right.
with tanks and with bombs. We all know that.
Tariffs.
Yep, that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
And mustard gas.
Yes, sometimes. It's,
Do you have to train for use a tariff?
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point. Like our police force does, like our beige book economists do here on Wall Street. Yeah, well, you guys screwed everything up. Let's let someone else have a shot at it. Brazil, the authoritarian fascist nation of Brazil right now, where freedom doesn't exist, and we have a lot of good friends there in Brazil who are being politically persecuted. President Trump hit Brazil with a 50% tariff. And the reason? He said, well, the persecution of Bolsonaro, which we've seen, the former leader there, and the censoring of American voices, also in Brazil, they banned Rumble. That's a good example. So he's using this as leverage to say, yeah, we're actually not, and this has a ripple effect. This means that big tech companies can't do the bidding of or be acquiescent to fascist governments if it affects American citizens. Right? This is another way to apply pressure. Check all of the references that are available. Link in the description. Canada. Finally, again, I was born in the United States, but since my mom is French Canadian, I automatically was granted some kind of citizenship. I'm still figuring out how to, I've already revoked it on air. I renounce. I defect. But I don't know how to do it officially because it's a horrible place. I take zero pride in what Canada is.
I know what you have to do. You got to burn a Canadian shirt and film it.
Okay. I'll do that at least.
And you'll be...
All right. I'll burn
Or
that.
Maple Leafs.
Maple
anything.
Leafs. All of it. All of it.
Do it all.
All of it. Because Canada
It'll go
is
viral.
awful. And Canada has been afforded the right to exist as a nation for far too long. And I mean that. They are a national security threat in many ways.
Yeah.
So this morning, President Trump finally addressed them. He said, wow, Canada has just announced that it is backing statehood for Palestine. That will make it very hard for us to make a trade deal with them. Oh, Canada. hit the
I don't have it.
Well, when the president wants it, you get it.
I don't have it, sir.
Sad trombone.
By the way,
How do you not
Canada's negotiations with Hamas have already begun. And it seems they're going swimmingly. Yep.
Geez.
There you go.
Yeah. Let me give you two things really quickly. There's been an update. First off, the Palestine issue should not be connected to any trade deals for the United States. I'm sorry that I understand leverage. I understand that, but what's good for America? No, what's good for America is good for America. I don't care. I don't want to tie Israel Palestine to what's good for American citizens on a trade deal necessarily. But I love the fact that he's like, "Oh, Canada."
Yeah.
I love the way he handles it. Maybe it's just him, negotiating a little bit more. I'm fine with that. But ultimately, it shouldn't be the thing that sticks it.
It should be the thing, but I think we should only be engaging in trade with allies, and that means people aligned with our values.
Well, there's a lot of differences in opinion
I get it.
stuff, and I
understand it.
I don't want it to be. It's just another feather in people's cap that say Israel controls our government.
Right,
Okay,
Yeah, that's
Israel's
true.
telling us to do this again.
That's true.
I understand that. I understand the complaint. I get it. Mexico, there was a new deal announced with Mexico. Sort of. I think it's a 90-day extension of the current deal with some additional things going on in there right now. It's really long. I don't know that we necessarily need to read that all out. Maybe they can just give us a briefing and we can do that.
You think he called callers like, "Hey, Scheinbaum, how do you feel about Canada and Palestine?" Oh, you're Mexican? Click. Yeah, okay, well, that's good. Look, this is all negotiations, and we've had... Let me ask you this. Genuine question. If we're just going to take off your conservative hat, take off your team jersey for a second. Let's just look at this objectively. Where would former Vice President Joe Biden or former Vice President Kamala Harris, where would they have ever objectively gained the experience to negotiate these kinds of deals?
No.
Or know what is even before them? The truth is none. Nowhere else would you have someone in that position. If you believe that international trade negotiations are significant, if you believe they are consequential, nowhere else would you have someone with that complete lack of experience in that position. And we've been told, right? Donald Trump can't be president because he has no political experience. Okay. Does he have negotiating experience? Does he have experience in dealing with trade? Does he have experience in understanding how to navigate relationships with people who would be allies? Does he understand how to deal with competitors? All of this is relevant. Sitting and voting yay or nay or present, in my opinion, doesn't apply. And you're seeing the results. Think about this. When you add up South Korea with everything we have, that means that the total investment into the United States from other nations is over $11 trillion. Now, could it be better? Okay, sure. I think that's pretty good. But The Economist said recession. So we're not comparing 11 trillion to 40 trillion. We're comparing 11 trillion to losing money in a recession. And they still can't admit it or accept it. Why? Why don't the people in media want what's good for you? And people across the world right now, countries, if they've acted in good faith, they've gotten good deals. If you've acted like an asshat, Canada, you're going to get a crappy deal. China, I'd be paying attention. I'd be paying attention.
Oh, so you have that sad whore, but you don't have that. I see how it is.
I think they're definitely paying attention with deals coming from Japan and South Korea.
Oh, yeah, they're getting
and Vietnam, because all the manufacturing in Vietnam, electronics that come from Korea, Japan.
Yep.
Singapore.
They want to get their vehicles here.
Yeah. South Korea, I guarantee you they were never like, no, we can't have another disaster after Galaxy Fold.
Yeah, I bet that puts a little bit of pressure because Apple's, they make their phones in China, don't they?
They make a lot of their phones in China. They're projected to be majority coming from India, in, I think, the next 5 years. So India needs to step up.
So, your safety didn't work either.
Oops.
Apple.
You said Kamala Harris wouldn't know any of this.
Yeah.
I can't think of a Republican that would.
No.
No, maybe Doug Burgum.
As far as working like, maybe Burgum.
Maybe
exactly.
Burgum. But he's a weird...
Dr. Transylvania, yeah.
Yes. Oh, you're still here watching this on YouTube? There's no more. It's over. Just like YouTube. YouTube is over. It's not a thing anymore. How many Seth Meyers clips do you need? Head on over to Rumble. Follow me there. Live on weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern, where we can actually speak freely and don't have to self-censor. YouTube it's really not a thing. Like, you ever seen one of those towns that maybe was like a mining town, or maybe they made some kind of alloy? You say, hey, I wonder what they did in this town. It takes a while to find a person who can tell you what they did in that town, and even then you don't fully understand it. That's YouTube. YouTube is that town. So go to Rumble.